we will go on now to our third question, and we will start with Mr. Sutton on this question, and that is, what is your opinion on the modifications of No Child Left Behind?
This one is an easy one for me to answer. I won't take up your time, you won't need your buzzer. The federal government has no responsibility or authority by the U.S. Constitution to be involved in the education of our children. It is a state issue. And beyond that, it is a local issue. The federal government, until 1979, there was no Department of Education. I mean, most of the people in this room were educated under that system. And there's a lot of intelligent people in this room. And I don't see that there was any benefit from the federal government. It hasn't been proven yet that there's any real effect in them taking our money and for every dollar that they take, sending 15 cents back to us at our district level. And that we may or may not even get, unless we participate in the Race to the Top program or whatever. Now we've got to be answered in certain questions as to whether we can even get that money back. And if we got rid of the Department of Education, no child left behind, for whatever good intents there were with any of the programs, let's let the people down here where we live take care of that, not the federal government.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sutton. We'll turn now to Zack Space, our congressman, Democratic congressman, the 18th Congressional District. Zack, your question, and of course you have 2 minutes to answer. What is your opinion on the modifications of No Child Left Behind?
No Child Left Behind, I think, was well-intentioned, but it hasn't worked. There are a lot of problems with it, and if you talk to an educator, they will most likely confirm the existence of these problems. It encourages teachers to teach to tests. It doesn't promote creative learning. It does not chart individual child development, so that if you have a classroom with more than average developmentally disabled children, even if you do wonders with that classroom, you can be potentially punished. In the end, it ends up punishing those districts that need the most help and rewarding those that don't. And we all know the problems associated with school funding in Ohio. We've got an Ohio Supreme Court that has ruled, I think it's 6 times now, that the current existing funding mechanism is unconstitutional. It is especially hard on districts like ours. And by the way, Mr. Gibbs has been in the legislature that entire time, has not done anything to fix this problem. And it's our districts that are suffering. It's because it's real estate tax property value based. That hurts districts that are poor, that don't have huge manufacturers, and large tech companies. Now, we need to fix it. It has to be both a federal and state, as well as a regional effort. This race to the top, I think, it is well-intentioned, but it has some other problems as well, because while they're creating certain standards for a lot of these schools in order to get at this money, some of these schools simply don't have the means to attain them. Especially schools like, you get out of Morgan County, in Vinton County, where you see these small rural schools that are doing the best they can with very, very limited tools. We need to start prioritizing education in a way that works for America. If we don't, we're going to pay for it in the long run as a result of our relations with other countries.
All right, thank you, Zack Space. Bob Gibbs, you have 2 minutes for your opinion on what is your opinion of the modifications of No Child Left Behind.
Well, No Child Left Behind has caused lots of problems. There's a lot of strings attached to it, like most federal programs. And I'd rather see school accountability in the direction of our schools at the local and state level primarily, and as least involvement from the federal government as possible. They can send some money down, I guess, to help fund education, but it's better controlled at the state and local level. I just want to bring insight, Mr. Space took the liberty a couple minutes ago to emphasize back in the EPA question. He voted against stopping the EPA regulating CO2. Now he says he sponsored a bill. Well, his record is he voted against it. You can go out and sponsor bills, but why didn't you vote against it? That's the question I would ask him. And he distorts a lot of the things, and he doesn't quite tell the right thing. He comes out in the district, says one thing, goes back and does another thing in Washington. He accused me of Ohio Election Commission bipartisan panel rule that he was found guilty for his reckless, willful distortion of the truth, and he's found guilty of that. And so, I just don't know what's going to come out next, what the truth is. So want to make that clear that, you know, he says one thing and he goes back to Washington and does another thing.